of the hardest things to do in business is to find and retain really good employees. So in today's video, I'm going to document the process on what it takes to find 5 great labor employees. And I'm going to go over some of the various methods I use, including online ads, some in-person flyers, and some in-person recruiting. I'm going to go over some of the pros and cons of each and a few things that I've learned over the years of doing this. So let's get to it. So a good place to find labor employees is here at the gym. And what I'm doing is I made up these now hiring cards, and we're just going to go and put them under the windshield wipers of different cars here in the parking lot. If we do enough of those, we should get some calls back. So for labor positions, I prefer to use Indeed and Craigslist ads to find employees. I've found that ZipRecruiter and Monster don't work as well for labor type work. Most other kinds of work, those work fine, but I stick to Indeed and Craigslist. Craigslist is definitely the most bang for your buck. It's between $25 and $55 usually per job post, and you can get quite a few responses, although the quality is a little bit lower on average, but there are some hidden gems sometimes from Craigslist. Indeed costs a bit more, but you get average higher quality, so I like to do a mix of both of those. And then what I do is, once I have 50, 60 applicants to any given job post, we reach out by email to each one of those people and say, you sound like a great candidate. We'd like to have you come in for an interview. Our interview spots are between, let's say, 4 and 6 p.m. on a given day. Please call us and schedule your spot. So we'll have them call us and we'll set up 5-minute spots for interviews. We'll have a list on the wall, they'll call in, say, all right, which spot do you want? And then they commit to that spot. And I've found that having them give the time that they're going to show up, on average, makes people show up more than just saying, come in for this time window for open interviews. It seems like people are less likely to show up in an open interview spot for some reason. I mean, it's pretty insane. There's sometimes you'll have 18 people scheduled for labor interviews and 4 will show up. So that's pretty common. Don't get disheartened if that happens to you, because that's happening to everyone. And honestly, you don't want those people who aren't going to show up anyways. You want the people who are going to show up, and then of those, you pick only the very best. And that's really what this is all about. It's a complete numbers game. You really just gotta get out there and get the numbers in to find the quality people that you need. So I'm going to post my Indeed and Craigslist ads, get those running for the next few days, so we can get the ball rolling on finding these great employees. Now, Indeed and Craigslist are the easiest way to find employees, but because everyone else is also doing this way, you're battling against all the other companies. So it might be hard to stand out. So I do things like I pay a little bit more than average in the industry. We have great reviews, so that does help. So I mean, just being a good business is going to help you find better employees. Having a good base of employees will help you find better employees, because good employees want to work with other good employees. So there are ways that are cheaper and maybe more effective, but might be a little bit awkward, like doing in-person recruiting, which I'm going to show and give some of my best tips for that. But although it is a little bit awkward, some of my best guys have come from this, so it does work. It's very important to put anything in your online ads that may disqualify certain people. So if you have a job posting that requires someone to be able to lift 75 pounds, put in that ad, you need to be able to lift 75 pounds. As many things as there are to disqualify people. It'll save you time, it'll save them time, and you'll end up finding the better employees quicker. They're not going to waste their time applying to companies that aren't going to hire them anyways. For things like secretarial positions or other clerical type work, it's pretty effective to send some kind of questionnaire to applicants to have them fill out, just to show that those people are willing to go that much more above and beyond to apply for your business. I don't think that works as well for labor. Honestly, I think the best thing for labor is just getting them to come in for an interview and actually being able to talk to them, get a sense of their character, and really just trying them out. Because, you know, even a lot of times that someone will seem good in an interview and then they start working and they're not that great. It's just kind of the way of the beast. So, like I said, it's just a major numbers game. So we're going to go do some in-person recruiting, and it can be a little bit awkward. So one of the tricks I use is I give people business cards, kind of introduce myself, and I just say, hey, do you happen to know anyone or have any friends who are looking for a job? And if they're personally interested, a lot of times what they'll do is ask me questions about the job position. So it kind of works both ways, or they may actually refer their friends. It's a numbers game. It's just about getting cards out to as many people as possible and getting the word out there that you're hiring. Hey, how's it going? I was just wondering, this is completely random, if you happen to know anyone looking for work. I'm hiring for movers. I don't know if you happen to have any buddies or anything like that.
Oh, no, I mean, yeah, I'm not sure.
Is that, you want to just keep a card just in case
Sure.
you hear someone? Cool, I appreciate it.
No problem.
Thanks. Is this like your full-time gig?
I just work here part-time.
Part-time? Yeah. You do anything on the side?
Just school at the moment.
Oh, just school? Do you happen to be looking for extra hours at all?
Not at the moment.
Not at the moment?
Yeah, they seem to give me enough hours to kind of make all the bills go away.
Cool. I was just going to say, we're hiring. We're always looking for I have a card if you're ever interested. Or if you have any other buddies or anything looking for work.
I have one or two.
Yeah, we're located in Tempe.
Okay.
You know, we pay 14 to 18 bucks an hour plus tips. So,
cool.
You know, the summer's coming, so it's our busy season. Tons of hours, like overtime hours and stuff like that. So,
an option for me to
yeah.
squeeze in something else. Yeah, I'll take a look at it.
What was your name?
Rob.
Rob? I'm Max.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, it's nice meeting you. Is this your full-time gig?
At the moment.
At the moment?
I just got my certification in personal training.
Oh, really?
At NSAM.
Okay.
So I'm looking to go to the gym later.
What gym are you looking to do?
I'm looking at EOS and Gilbert. Like
The one off of Lindsay or Gilbert Road, or
yeah,
right over there? I actually have a membership there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. That gym is super nice.
Mm-hmm. Or either the Gold's Gym in Elliott. That's a pretty nice one.
I don't think I've been to that one. Is it actually a Gold still, or is it EOS?
It's EOS, but like
It used to be a Gold.
It used to be Gold's.
Okay.
But a lot of people just refer as Gold's.
Right, yeah. Maybe I went there when it was a Gold. Well, if you're ever looking for extra work, we're always looking for guys at my moving company.
Oh, nice.
Or if you have any buddies looking for extra work.
Oh, definitely.
You know, we pay 14 to 18 bucks an hour, plus tips.
Yeah.
So,
Nice.
yeah, my email's on there if you have any questions or anything like that. But
yeah, I have some friends who've been looking for a summer job.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they go at ASU.
Cool. Yeah, we're super busy in the summer, so awesome. I appreciate
I'll
it.
give this to my friend.
Thanks. And we got a little bit of social proof here by ripping off a couple tabs. So basically my goal with interviewing is I don't really ask many of the typical interview questions. Instead, what I do is I just try and get a feel for the character of the person that I'm interviewing. That way I can just see if they're gonna mesh with us and just overall have a good attitude and be a positive force within the company. So you see, I'm just trying to get to know the person more than anything. Do you have any previous moving experience or any kind of labor experience?
Not moving. I mean, I've done some moves. I've probably like a dozen between storage and moving houses, people I know, my family, all that, but never for a company.
Cool. Do you have any previous moving experience?
Yes, sir, I do.
At a local company or?
Actually, one of them is a local company, and another one is back home from Mobile, Alabama.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Have you done any like just labor type work, construction, landscaping?
Yeah, I do construction.
So you're used to being out in the heat and working. Okay, cool. Are you still working there?
Yes.
And how do you like it?
1 day a week is not getting for me.
They're just not very busy right now. So what are the issues you think there? Like what are they doing wrong? Or that could be done better if they're not busy?
The main thing that I would say is communication.
With the employees or customers?
Both.
Both. You know, get the job done the best way possible. So are you working currently?
I work right now at Quick Trip,
Okay.
but and like I kind of stayed there. I've been working there for like 2 years now,
Okay.
and like Quick Trip is on and off. Like I just stay there just like as like a backup plan. Like
What did you go to school for?
Originally business, but changed, like the first 2 years changed around a lot. And I ended up going with general studies with an emphasis in financial planning so I can graduate on time. So
And that was in
Pretty much.
Chicago.
I went to University of Missouri,
Oh.
Mizzou.
I always tell like all my employees, it's like you'll never really have to kind of worry about me. Like I'm always, you know, whatever I do, I try to do it to 110%.
Cool. Yeah, that's what I appreciate. It's definitely what we're looking for. And I just like having guys in general who are, you know, working towards things besides work. You know, just people who are trying to better themselves.
Mhm.
And, you know, I just like being surrounded by those kinds of people in general. Are you a driver or helper?
Driver.
Driver. So you have a clean license,
Yes, sir.
Arizona license?
I actually is for Virginia. I only been
Okay.
in Arizona for 3 weeks.
I don't think that's a big deal, but. And how long have you been doing moving in general?
2 years.
2 years?
Yes, sir.
And you like it so far?
Yes. Keeps me busy.
Yeah, keeps you in shape.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, I remember having like a step counter on when I was doing all the moves, and
Oh,
you know,
did you?
there'd be some days where I get like 25,000, 30,000 steps.
Oh,
and,
wow.
you know.
I should have did that last week when we moved to, had to move from third floor apartment to our home. I should have did that because I counted the stairs going up to the apartment.
Yeah.
But I didn't count covered back.
Yeah.
Going into the new home.
Yeah, most phones have just like built-in step counters now, so I just use that one. But,
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting to see. Like,
Yeah,
dang, you know, I walk 10 miles a day carrying stuff.
Yes,
you know?
sir.
So the biggest thing with us is I'm just all about quality. You know, we want to be the very best moving company we possibly can, and we do that by, you know, being consistent, showing up on time. One of our biggest things is we wrap every single piece of furniture in furniture pads and stretch wrap. Whenever we're not carrying furniture, we're jogging back and forth. So yeah, our biggest things are, you know, we just want to be the best moving company we possibly can be. And we do that by, you know, taking care of the little things like communicating with our customers. You know, we always answer the phone. So the biggest things with us, we're just completely about quality. You know, we want to be the very best moving company that anyone could possibly hire at the best rate. You know, we charge about 25% less than our biggest competitors, but we try to offer better service. So we're just running through, you know, about 20 or so interviews, and then we'll do our callbacks after that. And probably mid next week sometime, once we're done with all these, we'll start doing our callbacks. Yeah.
You too, sir.
Thanks.
All right.
It's been several weeks of hiring, and the results are in. We had around 200 applicants, did 40 interviews, and ended up hiring 6 people from various sources. I'm going to go over what worked for us, what didn't work for us, what I look for in the interview process, and what we do for training to ensure retention. So starting with the best source, which got us 2 hires, was Indeed, which it is a bit expensive. I spent around $300, but we did get a ton of applicants. I got 2 hires from Indeed. My basic strategy is to just put everything on the ad. The good, the bad, the ugly. I want to disqualify as many people as possible right away. If there's certain parts of the job that I think might be tough, I'll put that on there because I don't want those people coming in anyways. I don't want to waste their time. I don't want to waste our time. So I'll put a full job description, the pros and the cons. And then that way we're starting out in an honest way, just laying it all on the table. So that works well for me with Indeed. I do the same thing with Craigslist, which we got 1 hire from Craigslist. It's much cheaper. I think it was $35 for an ad on Craigslist. I think we got around 30 applicants on there. And like I said, just 1 hire. Now on to a little bit more of the creative type ways that I did some recruiting. I did some flyers on campus, put up some now hiring flyers. My key there is to make it super bold, super apparent, and highlight a few main points right there. Something that'll just catch someone's eye, they'll take a quick picture of it, and they might call us. And I got 1 hire from that local college student that I think will be pretty promising. That's gonna work part-time for us. I think it'll work out well. Now, something new that I tried that I thought was gonna work really well, but actually didn't work maybe there's some kind of tweak to it that I can do, but I've made these now hiring business cards, and I went and put 500 of them out on cars at gyms, and I actually got 0 calls from it. I was pretty surprised. I thought it was a good idea, but that's why we test these things. So, I still learned something from it. Maybe there's a tweak that I can do, but it did nothing for me as of right now. That's all right though. And the last one was the in-person recruiting. I spent about 5 hours doing this and actually made 1 hire from it. So that worked out pretty well. He was someone who's already working at a different job, was just interested in the position, sent me a few texts asking questions, had him in for an interview, seemed like a great fit, worked out really well. So in the interview process itself, I'm not really looking for someone with moving experience. If anything, I've found it actually is kind of a benefit to have people without experience, and then I can train them the way that I want them trained. I'm really just looking for someone who's just a good person all around, that'll fit in the company well, and that really wows me, with their energy, and I just get a good feeling from them. I don't have stereotypical interview questions. I just kind of try and think, is this someone that I would enjoy having in my home, interacting with my family? Is this someone I could have a conversation with, basically? And that seems to work out pretty well compared to doing the straightforward, tell me about a time in which you offered excellent customer service kind of questions. I find that those just kind of get plain generic answers. So I'm really digging down to the character of the person and trying to match that with the company seems to work much better. And you are already kind of fostering that relationship right away in the first meeting, showing that you care about them and what they're interested in. And I think that works quite well to start things off. Now, our employment process doesn't end after a good interview. After the interview is done, we have them do pre-employment drug screening and background test. And that's something that most labor jobs don't do. And it's just one extra level of assurance to ensure that we're getting the highest quality we possibly can. Beyond that, we have them come back to our office, do about 2 hours worth of training videos that go over all of our core values, how we like specific things done, how to wrap some piece of furniture, how to load a truck, everything having to do with a move. Then after that, they do about an hour to an hour and a half of hands-on training in our warehouse with one of our experienced guys, doing some hands-on wrapping furniture, again reminding them how we kind of process the move. After that, they do some on-the-job training with a really experienced crew lead. That might last as long as a week or two. And through this process, we're constantly getting feedback. Okay, what does this person do well? What needs to get worked on? Should we continue working this person? Because sometimes someone will just wow us in an interview and then they're not that great in person. Luckily with all these guys, they've turned out quite well. So I don't think we're gonna have an issue there. But we're just constantly trying to get feedback and trying to find things that we can do better and grow as a company and help that individual get better and better as well. And then after that, we also do what I call weekly time trials. One of the core things for our business is we wrap all furniture in furniture pads. So I made a little game out of it by bringing all the guys in once a week, and we'll wrap up furniture and time it and turn it into a competition. So now these guys have something to work on during the week that they can get better at, which is also something that aligns with what we like to do, and turn it into a competition and turn it into something fun and positive. And I'm sure for just about every business, there's something that could be done like that could be turned into a little fun competition or some kind of positive reinforcement to really ensure that some core piece of a system is being done properly. Now, not all these things will translate to every single labor position, but I think a majority of it can with some minor tweaks. And I think this is definitely an area that is really hard for just about everyone that I've talked to who needs labor employees. So I'm hoping this will help answer some questions. And in conclusion, hiring is really hard, but it's really worth spending those extra hours on getting it right up front, because having better people in place in the long run solves so many issues. I mean, I can't even tell you how many times you'll be thankful of hiring the best employees and taking the time up front and really building the company that way. So I hope this information will help people out there trying to make hires who don't know exactly how to navigate it. And thanks for watching.